Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. I feel like this one might take just a tiny bit longer. I know I said that last week too, but this one has a little bit more elements to it. So, if you can't tell, this piece for today's Facebook Live, it's Jill, by the way, guys, so if you want to say hi, feel free. This piece has to do with the 4 seasons: summer, spring, fall, winter, spring. And I used pastels for the main color part. I used pastels as well for the tree, but honestly, it was really hard trying to keep it within the lines when the pastels started to be used up enough. So I have today with me, I have pastels and colored pencils. The pastels will still be used for the back part of the pictures, but I'm going to use just the black colored pencil. Hopefully I have more than one that is sharpened for the tree, but everything else will be done in pastels. But first things first, we need to, we need to pretty much map out our paper with the spaces. So I'm gonna just grab a sheet from here. I just got this today actually from work. I kind of like this thicker paper for pastels, so I'm just going to pull a couple of these out, or just one. One might work for me, honestly. It is fairly thick, which is good. Okay, so I am going to cheat a little bit with drawing these lines because this paper is about the same as this sheet that I did the practice piece on. So all I have to do is get the width using my handy dandy ruler and a pencil, and I can figure out how wide these lines are. One line here, and then one down here. Connect. Right. So if you are joining us, guys, all you need today is pencil, paper, a ruler if you want to be really exact with your lines, pastels, and a black colored pencil, only specifically just that one. Today's piece is on the 4 seasons. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely getting into fall mode over here. We've had some cool weather. It's been really nice, not so humid. Let's see, right. Just making the lines. You guys are having a good day. I feel like today's been really busy. That's okay, busy days are not bad. Just finished with creating next month's Facebook Live pieces, the 2 that I'll be doing. One I'm super excited about is a monochromatic landscape piece with watercolors. That should be really fun. And not as hard as it looks, I promise. These. I'm just drawing lines in my ruler. That way I can just go right across. One, two, three, and 4. don't need this to take this long. So let's finish with our lines. That's better. Cut the lines that are over here. The one thing with pastels is that it smudges on one thing and then it gets on the other thing. Okay, so I'm just making my lines here for my piece. Two other lines. Then after this we have the fun part of making a tree. So I have tape if I wanted to tape off my paper, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. Only because I don't feel like I need it. I could probably just use the ruler to keep my lines from going everywhere. Okay. There we go. So now I've got 4 semi-even. For some reason that one is massive. Oh, I think I did this one bigger because the trunk is in it. Okay. So we've got our grids. I have summer is slightly bigger than the rest because I forgot I had the trunk and I wanted to give it more space to spread out. So first things first, I'm gonna put my piece here, see if it stays. So first things first is the line for the land. So I'm just gonna go straight across through all my paper, not worrying about drawing on the space. I'm just going to erase those extra lines. Okay. So now I have my land. Next is going to be the tree. So the tree, I'm super particular on how I draw trees, guys. So I like to just work up to do the trunk, right? And then from there, I'll turn one branch into the trunk essentially. So that's pretty much how trees actually grow. They will have their trunk, and then the trunk will either break off into 2 or just be one branch that kind of like goes up, and then that turns into a smaller branch, and then into other little branches coming off of that. But yeah, so I'm just going to do a slight preliminary sketch here for my tree, and I will go from there. So this pretty much is one part of the trunk. So I think I'm going to turn my trunk into 2 branches. So you don't really need it to be perfectly straight, but you kind of want it to have nice angles. That's the main part, is having angles. Let's see. So I'm going to turn this one into multiple branches. Need this tree to look absolutely perfect, but that's okay. So I have this knot, it might be hard to see right here, where it sticks out of it from the tree. That is actually where I will put another branch. So when I say to give your tree angles, you'd want it to have like a decent actual angle line to it, because that's the best way to know where to put branches. Or branches coming off of branches, honestly. That's basically what a tree is. side over here. And then I'm gonna put another branch right in here, just to help balance it out some. And this one's gonna go all the way across, just like the last one. So making it go down some. Let's see here. At the bottom side of it, because that way it actually has something to hold on to. Let's put another branch up in here to take up some of this space. And then I'll branch off of that one branch, might as well. So I'm just drawing these like little spiny things kind of just coming off. That's just for really small branches. And then everything else, remember, we will do with pastels. So next is our coloring in part. So I like to work left to right. I will probably do all the pastel and the colored pencil to each section before I move on. That way I don't smudge anything, because I'm afraid that if I did pastels and then pastel and then pastel and pastel and then go back to use colored pencils, that would not probably be very good, because you might smudge your hand on it, it might ruin it. Like I've already got some smudging here that transferred over from the ruler, and we don't need that. So I've got 2 packets of pastels here. I'm going to open up them both. So I'm going to use this small piece of white. So I'm not going to worry if I draw over any of these tree trunks. Honestly, I can still see my lines. First, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, and I'm just going to do a nice nickel dime / quarter here, size of pastel. And then directly on top of that, I'm going to take my white and press very hard and go out in a circle motion. So I'm just going to keep doing this circle motion, making my circle a little bigger and actually round. There we go. So I have my circle from what I can see. There we go. So that is my sum for summer. So next I need orange, I'll need more yellow. Not gonna worry about clouds. I feel like that'll be just a little too much. So first we're gonna take yellow. So the yellow, I'm just going to color directly on the paper. I'm pressing hard because I don't need to build into anything. This is the only color that's going to be on this part of the paper. And I'm just going to work my way down that pencil line till I hit where my land is right here. And then keep working my way up and over. So I hope you guys are having a good day. So this is kind of cool. Through Facebook Live, Facebook lets us see our numbers and our growth for viewings on Facebook and the posts that we do. Same thing with our YouTube page. And we are finding that there are a lot of places that are not Florida, like other states here in the United States that are people that are watching our videos. I think there's actually even a couple other like places on the planet that are watching as well. So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to talk about art with a heart for a little bit during today's Facebook Live. So if you watch our videos but you don't know what our program is a nonprofit that works in Wolfson's in downtown Jacksonville, Florida, and we bring art sessions. We facilitate art sessions with the pediatric patients at that hospital, and we have recently branched out to St. Vincent's in their adult cancer center, I believe, and as well as adult behavioral health at Baptist, which is very cool, very new, and we offer art sessions. We do art like different mediums. We have music. And yeah, if you ever want to check out our page, we are Art with a Heart in Healthcare. So feel free to find us. If you like what you see, if you want to donate, donations always help. Alright, so I'm just finishing with this yellow. Some yellow before I get there. Okay, so I'm getting really close to my sun. So I'm going to just keep getting relatively close there. I think I'm just going to go up to it. So now is when I'd like to officially finalize that circle and make it look good. Alright. So all the way, filling that in. One thing that's really cool about pastels is that, especially these oil pastels, is that they're leaving a really rich color and it looks really cool, but I can still see my pencil, which makes me happy. Alright, so the yellow to this part is done. Next I need some orange. So orange, I want to really outline my sun with the orange. Giving more emphasis on that sun, and then I'm just going to make a few passes of orange just around the sun with the pastel, and then after, take my finger, I'm just going to rub decently hard just to help get that to blend out some. Alright, so that's good. A little bit more orange. Just intensify that color. Alright, so if you guys are logging on, all you need today is paper, pencil, pastels, and a black colored pencil. Today's Jill doing Facebook Live. You guys know me, always with the messes. Alright, so I like my sun there the way it is. Next, I'm going to use my green pastel. So with this green pastel, I'm just going to go through and draw ovals for my leaves. I'm going to press decently hard since I pressed hard with the yellow. It might be a little difficult to get the green to stick, but it seems like we're doing a good job. So I'm just going to draw a few leaves to each branch, nothing crazy. I'm going to draw a branch in this one. It's kind of floating. Let's see. So this is a summer tree, so it should be more fill, I guess, but I don't know if I've got the space to do that. Let's see. So I'm just going to keep drawing the leaves. So these leaves are right here where the sun is, so that's cool. Right, and draw one leaf right there. Okay, so my leaves are done. So next I get to take my black color pencil. So hopefully this one doesn't break because I don't know if I have any more. So I'm going to take my black color pencil and I'm going to press on this paper, and it is cutting right through that pastel. Thank goodness. This part was a tester because the one that I did for the advertising part, I did it all with pastel, and it was much harder trying to get that black pastel to work, especially on these really thin kind of branches here. But this is working perfectly. So we're just going to use black for the tree and for the ground. Alright. Remember guys, if you have any questions, oh, thank you Dylan for tagging our website. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment box at any point, whether you're watching live now or later on. One of us is always on the Facebook, and we can respond. If you have any questions now, I can respond to you directly as well. I am watching on my laptop while I'm doing this for you guys. Okay, so we've done our tree branches that we have on this side. Let's see, I'm trying to get my piece to stay. There we go, good enough. So we've got our tree branches done. So I'm going to take the black and I'm going to color in down here at the bottom my ground. And just keep working this around. Trying to color in this part pretty densely. I will say the pastel definitely leaves a good, thick, rich color, and it covers really, really well. These clear pencils I have to press pretty hard, but that's okay. Okay, and then before this one is technically completely done, we've got some grass. So grass is just short little strokes, and since this is summer, I'm going to give it a lot of grass. Lots and lots of grass. Summertime, lots of rain during summertime. Alright, so summer is done. Let me see if I have. Okay, I have another box of clips just in case. Okay, my friends, so next is fall, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm very, 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 very excited for fall this year. It's probably my favorite part of the year. I love fall. I love when it gets cold outside. It's my favorite. All right, so for fall, I'm going to take orange and red. All I'm going to do for orange is have an oval like so of really dense color. I'm not going to color it too densely right now, just because I want to be able to blend that orange and the red, when I use the red right after, together as best I can. So just coloring this in. So tell me guys, what are some of your favorite seasons? Does anyone only like fall? Do you like winter? Do you prefer summer because, hey, you're not in school then? Let me know. Alright, so I'm just going to color the majority of the center part of this really densely. So I'm just pressing really hard with my hand to color this in. And just let you guys know, if you do color over the tree accidentally with your pastel, it's perfectly fine. The colored pencil will go right through it. So that is okay. So next I'm taking my red. I'm going to work up top here in this tiny corner. I'm gonna start working my way over. Right. Oh, guys, I forgot this tree bench. Right there. Sorry, don't mind me. Right. Working my way. Okay. Let's see, now we're getting towards where the tree is. The main part of the tree and our color. So I'm going to color up right next to that orange, like so. Lots of branches. Okay, so I'm just finishing filling up in this section here. Still pressing decently hard. Grab my orange again. Maybe I can just blend the orange in that way. Yeah, so I'm just going to re-add in some more orange around the circle, and that's what's going to blend that red and orange together. So I did a pretty good job without having to use my fingers, which honestly that just hurts more than anything. So let's just keep going. We've got some more space in between these branches to fill in. Sorry if you guys can see my head, sorry. Sometimes I can't see past my hand depending on where I'm at, so I kind of have to bend in funny angles to see. Brown. So I'm super excited about this, guys. So I'm like sort of getting a dog next week. I get to watch my sister's dog for almost a year, I guess. She is a wonderful, wonderful dog. She's a German Shepherd, so this will be fun. But we're excited. I love animals. She's not mine, unfortunately, but that's okay. She's a really good girl. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live piece around her at some point, or a YouTube piece. Let's see, so I'm just finishing with this red. Okay. Orange again, just to help blend those two colors together. Right. All right, so winter, sorry, fall is definitely very basic compared to the rest, but I guess fall and summer kind of have the same technique going on, but besides leaves falling and changing, there wasn't really too much to figure out for this one. So I'm gonna keep black now, color in my tree trunks and my branches. So I really like this piece because once it's done, it's all 4 pieces because they're kind of like mini pieces. They're all connected. So my pencil is starting to get really, really flat. So I'm just gonna keep working with it as best I can just to finish this section. Coloring this in. So recently as well, guys, we just had our opening for our mocha show. So when we do a mocha show, if you don't know what that is, so basically, Art with a Heart, we kind of get together and we figure out a cool prompt or theme for kids in the hospital to make a piece on, and we give them actual supplies if they work on canvas or really good paper, and they can use whatever the materials it is that we're offering for this. And out of like 16 or 18 kids, they will all do a piece, and this piece gets put into the Mocha Museum here in Jacksonville. So they will actually be a part of a legit art show. But this is kind of something that most kids don't really think would ever happen to them. And this kind of just gives them a really cool opportunity, and very few people can say, hey, I have had a piece in the museum. This year's was really special because it was our 10-year anniversary, and we basically picked pieces from a few from the last 10 shows that we've done because it was our 10-year anniversary of doing this, and that's what consisted of the show. And we had it was very interesting. It was an online virtual opening, and it still made it feel very welcoming and very special, as like it normally does when you're there in person. I know on our website, not on our website, I'm sorry, on our Facebook page, we shared the link to where you can watch the opening. I highly recommend you guys go do this if you are interested. You can schedule an online viewing. You can schedule, I believe, on the weekends to see it all in person. If you do go, the art shows that are various pieces and whatnot that are there at the Mocha Show, it's really cool. It's a very special thing to go see, so I highly recommend it. So now I'm doing my grass here for fall, so I'm not going to do as much grass, only because I feel like fall time is like when leaves are changing and falling off trees. Grass doesn't want to grow too much. So I'm going to use the brown colored pastel for the leaves on this one. Mostly because I'm afraid, I know if I do green, the green with the red, it'll turn like a purplyish brown color already. So we're just going to cut to the chase. I'm going to press really, really hard for these ovals. That way it's actually visible. But we really don't need too many, which is good. Let's see. I'm going to force a branch into here. So that is summer and fall. Next is my favorite, winter. Winter was my favorite one to draw and color in. So we've got two different blues. We've got a light blue and a dark blue. I'm going to use the light blue for the sky, and the dark blue is just going to be a slight outlining to the snow. I'm not going to worry about coloring in the snow because it's going to be white anyways, and the paper's already white. That just seems a little redundant to me. I'm gonna grab my other colored pencil since my first one is already dull. It's very flat. I can't use it anymore. So I've got my other colored pencil. I just have a heaping of art supplies. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to take my light blue first, and I'm just going to draw out where the snow is. So there's one pile of snow is going to be in here. We've got some snow there. Let's do a decent size of snow there. Same here, and then we're going to have snow on the ground. So, okay. So these funny lines is pretty much where the snow is up against the tree. So now I'm going to use my light blue and color in the sky. Pressing pretty hard. That way I get a nice even coverage. So this is going to look a little funky just because there's so much space still that's not going to be colored in yet. That's okay, we will make it work. So one thing I find really funny with pastels, so you use them a lot, your hands are warm, so it makes the tip end of it too, it gets really, really like pasty. Crayons usually hold up a bit better with that kind of heat, but these pastels, whew. So next I'm going to take my darker blue, I'm just going to use the edge of it to make an outline for the snow. That way it looks a little different compared to the sky. There we go. So that's done. I'm going to take my pencil, so this is where we're going to have most of our tree. Going to color in all of our tree. This is a different brand of colored pencil, and I'm finding it kind of crazy how much of a difference I can see in the type of how the lead is working on this paper. And good job. It's not as like rich almost of a black. That is okay. up here. Oops, I just colored in snow. Oh no! My bad. Okay, that's just a branch. It's just a branch. We'll turn it into that. It happens. Okay guys, so winter is almost done. It's crazy, can you guys see the difference in the different pencils? It's ridiculous. Okay. Finish. Here. Okay, so winter is just about done with only one minor mistake. So next we have our last section, which is spring. So spring is made out of light green and yellow. I'm just gonna pull these two colors out. Put these two back away. Brown we do not need. So I might just use black pastel for the green again because this pencil is already done. Okay. So for our yellow, yellow is just another oval in this guy here. So we're just gonna press pretty decently hard. Color our way through this. We'll do the same thing with these two colors as we did for orange and red. We'll just do in the entire yellow section, and then use the green to blend the two colors together once it's put down. My yellow is done. Next is green. I barely use this green, so this one's like nearly brand new. around with this green. Yellow. I'm going to take my yellow again and blend right into that green with the yellow. Right. That looks good. Let's do this other side. Okay, so if you are just logging on now, this is Jill doing Facebook Live. I'm almost done. Today's piece, you just needed paper, pencil, pastels, and colored pencils, if you'd like to use colored pencils. And it is about the 4 seasons. I used a ruler to make my 4 small pieces here on the paper. And then I'm just using the other materials to color it in. I drew out a tree that extended from each panel, I guess you can say. That. So it was a really fun piece to do. Got to use the pastels. Alright, so I just finished this week, guys, my Facebook Lives for next month. I did a Kandinsky spooky tree. So that one's going to be super cool. Can't wait to see what you guys think of it. It should be posted on Facebook within the next week or so. And then today I did a monochromatic mountain landscape with watercolors. That one I'm very excited for. That one should look really, really cool. Alright, so now I'm just going to take my black pastels since my colored pencils are already dead. And I'm just going to use this black pastel just to color in my branches. I won't be able to get nice bit of a line as I had before, but that's okay. Get good color here. So there are my branches. I'm going to get my ground. Right. And then we got some grass down here as well. Just do the same technique. It's a little harder to see with the pastel though. Sorry guys. Alright, so that should be good. And then the last thing this tree needs is some greenery. So we're going to do some leaves. I'm just going to use my darker green since I used the lighter green in the background. That way this shows up a bit better. Just going to do some of those little ovals like what we've been doing. And that'll make up our last tree, guys. Okay. So that is all I have for you guys today. Oh, actually, last thing. I want to erase some of these lines as best I can. I don't recommend using like a really big eraser for this part, guys, if you are wanting to erase some of your pencil lines. The big eraser will definitely smudge more than anything. So you might not want to use that. Trying to erase it from where it's mostly noticeable, like these white spots of snow. And in between here. Okay. So that is just about all I have for you guys. So one thing to let you know, if you wanted to do this and you want to make it cleaner, use some kind of tape that will come off the paper easiest. If you're using regular Scotch tape, a really good trick is to pull out your piece and honestly put it up at your clothes, and that way some of the stickiness will pick up some threads of clothes. That way it makes it not as sticky, so when you put it down, that way when you're done you can pick it up and it'll be a lot easier. Other than that, guys, feel free to leave any posts and ask any questions if you need to. If you want to donate, feel free to donate. Dylan posted our website link in the comment box, so feel free to check us out, guys. Okay, have a great day.